Hey guys, how we doing? And welcome to Lee's Slotcast for my sort of weekly update on what I'm doing in the old slot shed. So I've got a little project on the go. I've always got a little project on the go, so I'm going to show you that. And it's not a complete build video like the epic foam board video. It's just as and when I do a bit, I'll pop it on a video and you can have a look. And it's using a lot of the magnetic racing offcuts. Ian sent me a load of offcuts and they are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to buy some more because it's brilliant material to work with. Now, I'm not being unfaithful to foam board, you know, just so you know, because, you know, I do like foam board, but for the time being, I'm going to be working on a little bit of this MDFE product and seeing what I can build. So I built most of the shell the other day. Excuse me, built most of the shell the other day. And today I'm going to start thinking about what colours I'm going to use to paint it. And most importantly, what it's going to be. I've had a few suggestions put through. An adult shop, couple of suggestions for that. An arcade. There's been a few. The adult shop, I think, maybe that would work with some of Tara's X-rated figures, but if my nephew comes in here to have a little play, it's not a good look, is it? You know, I'm sending out the wrong signals to the little fella. I've had a couple of suggestions for like a merchandise shop, and my mum actually suggested that as well. So, you know, I'm not one to go against my dear old mum. So I think it is going to be a sort of slot car stroke motor racing type merchandise shop. The plan is still forming in this little old brain of mine, so we'll see what happens with that. But it gives me a lot of opportunity to make, you know, really fine detailed stuff to actually go inside the shop. And what I like to do when I do a build is to build it, obviously, get it all the colours that you like, but to be able to come back to it at a later date and add more detail and things like that, rather than jumping onto the next project, which has been alluded to by someone that we all know. Don't rush these projects. Spend your time doing them properly, get them finished before you move on to the next. So I'm going to show you that, and also a little natter at the end about my new layout that will be coming in spring of next year. So watch this space. Let's have a look, shall we? This is where the new building is going to go. I've put a flat piece of foam board in there because it was a little bit uneven underneath, and it gives you a really good surface. Saying that, it's still a bit wobbly, but it'll be fine. Good surface to work with. There's a gap there, so there's going to be like a wall or something going there. I'm not quite sure what. The actual building... Hello, Daisy, what are you doing? This is the actual building that I started the other day, which is going to sit on there. Now, this, like I say, is made with MDF offcuts from the fantastic guys at Magnetic Racing. So this is the shell of the building. I need to get it painted. I'm probably going to add a bit more detail to the exterior as well, but in terms of colour schemes, I've had an idea. So if we scoot over to here, I do like cutting out things from the internet. That's going to be the floor. So that's going to be the flooring of the shop. And the outside, sorry, I'm waving this camera all over the place. I'm going to stick this, it's almost like UPVC cladding. So the exterior of the building is going to be clad in this. I've got two. I think that'll be enough because I only really need to do the front and the sides. And these highlighted areas here, like the window frames, these little posts coming down here, and probably this top board here. It might sound a bit odd, but it's going to be like a duck egg blue. And I saw a picture of a building that literally had this sort of creamy cladding with the duck egg blue, and I thought it looked really effective. And it comes away a little bit because everything else is sort of reds, oranges, blues, you know, the sort of, shall we say, primary colours. So I think this will stand out a little bit. I'll probably still have a grey roof, I would imagine. So yeah, light grey roof, duck egg blue, cladding on here. It's going to be quite fiddly to cut out and stick it on there, but it should be okay. So that is the plan. And then the floor, well, that will simply get stuck onto the white board here. So the flooring will be stuck on there. It means I can work on the detail on this flat piece here, and then literally just put that over the top of it when I've done it. And I can also take this out and put it on the workbench. So by doing this sort of modular builds, it makes life so much easier to work on it and develop it. Excuse me. And at the front, well, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do at the front of the building, but it does give a little space. So there needs to be a barrier, because, you know, you might come out, trip over and end up getting splattered by a Porsche or something. So yeah, this might be sort of a veranda or a patio, could be paving slabs, don't know. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So this is what I'm going to be working on. And today, yeah, I've got a bit of time. I've got about an hour and a half. So hopefully I can get quite a lot done. I just need to find out what colours to use to mix up for duck egg blue. But I shall do that. I know a very good website for that. So I'm going to do that, get that painted, and hopefully get the exterior of this building done today. So we'll see how that goes. I might tag that on at the end if I remember. Right, future plans for the layout. I've decided that I'm going to build a new layout in spring, and I'll do this quite a lot. I was going to do it earlier, but I'm going to really focus on this and you know, get it as good as I can possibly get it. I'm limited with space, that's my problem, and when I've built all the buildings, there's not a lot of space available. So in spring, I'm going to build a new layout. Now, I've done quite a few over the years, different types, different styles, from like a countryside, a sort of cheddar gorge looking scenery, if that makes sense, with the mountains and the rocks and the granite. But I think the favourite one that I ever did was my New York street race. And on this, I had sort of low profile buildings around the edge and around the side. And I really, really loved that layout. And the only reason I had to scrap it is because we moved house. So it all had to come down, and we moved here, and obviously I started a different theme, which has sort of evolved. It started off as a Dartmoor theme, but it sort of evolves, which they often do. So my plan is to do another street race layout, because it gives you loads of scope for building. You know, before I did printed out pictures from the internet of buildings and then stuck them onto the wall at the back, but it looked really effective in my humble opinion. But I might sort of go a little bit beyond that this time and make low relief buildings out of whatever I've got, MDF, foam board, you know, there'll be a mixture of the two. And that way you can cut out the windows and you can have lighting behind it, and you can put a little bit of detail on the background of it, and you can make it look really effective. And it means you can do the quick fix of putting the pictures on so it looks okay, but then over a period of time it means you can do a lot of building, which is great, and that will take me through probably the next 12 months. I always like to have a project in mind. I am thinking maybe can I get elevations on the track, but we'll see about that, because I think accessibility to build is probably more important to me than having extra track. But I may change my mind. It's a long way off. So that's my plan for the future. I'll show you a couple of pictures next of my New York street race layout. You know, just in case you haven't seen it, it's on some of the older videos, I think. But just as you can get a flavour of what I did before and what I might do, and hopefully improve upon next time round. So I'm going to put them pictures on now. I'll tag a little bit on the end of this when I finish today, and we'll leave it there. So here's the pictures. So it's had a coat of paint, really pleased with the colour. Quite straightforward to mix, bit of blue and green and white, and that's the colour I was looking for. So we're going to have the cladding on the side and inside these panels as well. We've got the floor has been laid. This needs to move over a little bit because you can see a gap there, but that's fine. And I've also put, can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, just about. There's a little LED bulb in there as well. It's just had a little coat of white paint on the interior and the ceiling, but it might, I don't know if I'm going to keep it white, I haven't decided yet, but it's a base coat anyway. So yeah, that's all painted, and I've just got the hairdryer on it just to dry it off a bit. So now I've put some glass in these windows, I've got some glass to put in there, and then I'm going to put the cladding on, and then we'll come back and see how it's looking. So now we have the cladding fixed onto the front and onto the sides, and the flooring is all done. I really like how that's looking. I'm going to call it a day for today because I'm getting a bit weary. So next time I'm going to put some glass in here and start having a look at the interior, and maybe we need to get some Lee slot cards, race memorabilia, something like that on the top there. But a good morning's work, I think you all agree. I love it, I actually love it, really pleased. Chuffed to bits. So now I'm going to run a few laps with this gorgeous Brute 33 Chevrolet Camaro, and leave it there for today. So thanks for watching, guys. You all take care, my friends. Bye bye now.